And we are live. Hello everyone, this is the Void Executive and welcome to the stream. How is everyone doing? I hope everyone is doing quite well. So, little disclaimer for this stream in particular. I am pretty sick, so I apologize in advance if I may sneeze occasionally or blow my nose, or if my voice is a little different, or if I may be slow on the drawing overall. I'll try to be a bit cautious. Even if I am sick and have a fever, I thought about doing the stream because it's not that I'm going anywhere. I'm still in my room. I have a thermostat cranked up to the max. I'm all cozy and warm in my little room, so let's say that I didn't want to remove you guys of the entertainment and the showcase of the current progress to the project. Speaking of which, we have some big news about the project we are making, which is we may have an additional 8th mask to add to our roster. A new guy has joined the group, the project, and he gave his idea for the mask. I gave him some directions for the description he needs to give, and I'll check them out once he has corrected them. But yeah, if everything goes well, we may have to design an 8th mask and do the same thing that we are doing now with the other 7 masks. I will probably finish the first 7 masks first, like make them first, and then go ahead to the 8th mask, because it also depends on how far ahead the coding development and mechanics work. But yeah, which also makes me reflect on how the initial idea of having all of the masks present in the final piece is basically impractical, especially now that we have an additional mask. So the solution that we found of making either a mirror with different shattered pieces, each one reflecting one piece of the masks, or maybe have floating fragments, I think that's the the solution that makes sense, let's say. So let me switch to our current progress. Yesterday we started the Uncle of the Harvest. Let me just transition real quick. There we go. And I think that the progress went really well. Of course, we need to do all of the different adjustments when talking about the different photo bashing pieces. But let's say that I got a bit surprised by how quickly it was. I don't think I'll be able to finish it in the stream because I'm sick, so I want to go very slowly about it, not to push myself too much. I'm not sure if we'll be able to finish it in the next stream either. Usually when I am this sick it lasts a few days. But as I've always said, we are not rushing anything. We don't have any deadline, so we can go as slow and as chill as we need to be. So to recap what we have been doing so far, we are making the version of each mask in their definitive version, which will be placed in front of the face of the main god. So far we made the Stuart or the Hoarfrost. Wait, let me show main body. Lady of the Autumn Rot, Niece of Blooming Fields, Painter of Winds, and now we are doing the Anchor of the Harvest. Then there's 2 more of the original masks, and then there will be this 8th one that we need to design from scratch. Having said that, I think we can go into our mood and then start with the drawing itself. There we go. Yeah, I was kinda surprised that I haven't gotten sick yet in this winter, but eventually it catches on to all of us. I got a bit lucky because usually I get sick in very inconvenient days. Sometimes during like New Year's Eve or during Christmas. At least I'm happy that this time it happened during a random day. But most importantly, it's oh, sorry. It's a moment where I'm still able to continue the drawing. So we were left off with the photo bashing for the fruit, and we need definitely to change the colors over here because I think they are too saturated. So maybe something like this. Then we also need to take into consideration these parts that are a bit weird looking. We need to change them so that they look like actual fruit pieces. Maybe we can recycle some of the pieces over here. Actually, let me do just that. Or simply okay, never mind. Oh, let's use this one. Okay, so we have this part over here. I think I will simply actually let me take the original images, which are these 3. Place them on top of here. We enable them. So I need to place something over here so that it looks more like an actual fruit or vegetable instead of something that's cut off like this. So I think we can simply do something like this. Oops. And we copy. And then I think we do something like this. There we go. Now I just need to make this one match the same colors. And then we are golden. First I want to okay. Yeah, I need to change this one. I hope you guys didn't have any cold or any sick stuff. Even though usually when it happens to me, I only notice it once the fever gets really, really high. And I usually handle it pretty well. But it kind of depends on not the day, but we'll see. Let's try to make this one something like this. And then yeah, more or less. Now, I'm still not too convinced about this one. Especially since, wait. These ones are a little bit an extra, so let me simply turn them off temporarily. So I want to match these colors like this. Same with the with how the shadows work. So what I think I'll do is let me try and merge everything here. Oh, also I need to change this beard salad for a moment. Something like this, and then highlights one of the parts. Yeah, more or less. Now for this one, let me try something pretty simple. Simple multiply brush to try and make the shadows more prominent. Actually, I should do it in a different type of layer. Then I need to also clean up these edges, which are a bit ugly, but we'll do it later without any issues. I don't think it will take too much for me to make to finish this area. It's just a matter of making it look good and not too photoshopped, or not Photoshop. Make it look like it's painted over and not simply a jumbled mess of photographs. Because if I do it like this, yeah, we need to improve over here a little bit. Maybe I could try instead doing something like this. Reduce the contrast a little bit. Okay. Then add this one over here. Let me try again. I think I'll do first one general shadow like this. Maybe I need to use this one instead, which is kind of the same method that I used for over here. Okay. Yeah, I think something like this. Although this salad, it's still too bright, I think. But I think we can put this one on hold and try to work with the main mask first. So we can bring the level of quality evenly. So, something pretty simple. Let me see if I can add the same kind of shadows over here. Though the light comes from the front, like with every other mask. Then I don't think I'll add these highlights this bright, because we changed the material from the one in the sketch, which is, I think, something like bronze or copper. And now here we'll make it purely made of wood, so we'll need to add some textures about the wood as well. Also here with the nose I want to photo brush like a potato or something. Have a little potato nose. Then of course we need to make the mushrooms as well. Go. Add some highlights over here. Now for the let me try and make the colors of the moss part, which is this one over here. I think I'll be using a different kind of brush. Something along those lines. Oh yeah, also let me just like I did with the eyes over here, do the same for the mouth. There we go. Now for the wood, I want to avoid going already with some photo bashing, so I think I will try to first attempt to make some texture by myself by using the brushes and painting. Then make this one something like this. Okay, let's try starting like this and then yeah, let's say it's a bit more, has a more realistic color. Let me just find one quick image of a potato to place for the nose. Potato. If there are some, but they are too too smooth. Yeah, here some distorted and ugly potato. Let me find a big size image. Yeah, something like this. There we go. It kind of looks like a turd. I'll try to change the color so it's a bit more appealing. There we go. And we do. Oh wait, let me place it in front of the sketch. And then do something like this. And then okay. Now we change the color of it. Maybe something like more orange. There are some orange potatoes. Okay. And now we simply paint on top of it. Just a little bit brighter. Yeah, I think I'll need to change over here as well. Actually, because technically the mask encases the potato nose. So something like this. Yeah, I think this one can work. Just need to emphasize the shadows over here a little bit. Huh. And then here in the mask, adjust accordingly. Now, since I'm here, let me try to change the sketch already, try to clean some things up. Okay, yeah, it's slowly but surely coming together. I think I just need to change the beard over here and make it similar to the others, and then I will need to make the overall image more colorful, because for now it's a bit bland and boring. Especially since now the highlights on the head won't be visible, so I need to think of a way to make the top interesting. Maybe I could make the mushrooms like glowing mushrooms. I think that can be a good little idea. Let me try to find some more references. Let's see. Glowing mushrooms. I'm not sure what color to use them. There are mainly yellow, blue, and green. These ones were planned to be yellow, but maybe I can make yellow on top, have blue on the bottom, like glowing blue on the bottom. Let's try it out. So these are the colors for the mushrooms. This one, let's move it over here. Now, I'll try for now to use the same colors for the sketch, then we'll go on from that. Be very approximate, because what I think I'll do is that I'll make a couple of really good looking mushrooms and then simply copy and paste them to add some variety to the different types of mushrooms. Something like that. Oh yeah, and of course behind they need to be a bit darker, but I think I can do that later. Okay, so let me do just this one simple test. So I'll use this mushroom over here. Okay. then lock it. And then something like this, and then over here we try magic. I'm not sure how well it will look, but maybe something like this, or maybe it's a bit too weird and out of place, let's say, or to have this very bright blue. Let's try to change it to a yellow, maybe. It's a bit difficult. Let me try with the color. Yeah, I think it's a bit better. Or maybe green. Let's try green. No, I think yellow works best. So have these mushrooms go yellow / orange. Okay, so something like this. I hope you guys can hear everything. Let me double check. Yeah, okay, the audio seems to be okay. Now, for the moss below, let me try something like this. For some reason it's not working, and that's because the moss is behind the the mask. There we go. Essentially what I'm trying to make to do with the moss, it acts like his balding hair. So it's something like this. Add some texture around it. Maybe remove it where not necessary. And then from here we can go ahead and add some shading. Just double check the lighting. And of course I'll need to make the different shadows depending on the mushrooms, but I will do that later. Okay. Now let me quickly flip the image. Okay, yeah, definitely need to improve the lighting over here. Let me change this one right away. Can't seem to see your stream. Oh Jesus, really? Wait, let me double check. On YouTube it seems to be just fine. Let me check on... No, it seems to be okay on my end on Twitch again. Can you try to refresh the page? Also, hello. Sorry if my voice is a little different, but I am sick. I tried to refresh the page for me, but what is it looking for you? Like, is it giving you any particular error or something? Wait, let me switch to the just chatting real quick. On YouTube it seems to be a-okay. Let me check on the Twitch. Do you still not see it? Works on YouTube but not Twitch, no matter how many times I refresh. That's kinda weird. Okay, so it still doesn't work? That's very, very weird. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what's causing it, because the settings are pretty much the same. Not sure why it's not playing. Maybe I can check, I don't know. Let me check something real quick. I don't know, I'm sorry. I'll try to find the issue soon enough. I'm really not sure why it's not doing what it should do. One moment, sorry. Maybe it's the issue of the website itself. Hello Jackson Daisy, thank you for the follow. But yeah, at least the stream on YouTube is working. I'm glad at this one is okay. I'm still not sure why the Twitch one is not working. I didn't change anything in terms of settings. Yeah, I can watch this one here, just confusing. Yeah, I mean, tomorrow I'll try to see if I manage to fix it. In the meantime, let me switch back. I mean, at least the VOD will be available on YouTube anyway. Okay. We are here trying to change the, or at least adjust the color for everything, more or less, trying to make it work together. Now let me try to make some shadows and highlights for the main body. So what I'll do usually is add the shadows and then erase them when necessary. Uncle is looking good, thank you. I'm glad it's giving this idea. Even if I am sick, I'll try my best to make it look as good as possible. I'll just go very, very slowly and with caution. Because then I need to make some changes to the colors down here. Especially to give the proper shapes to the different vegetables. So yeah, something maybe dark like this, and then try to highlight where possible, which is let me try with different yeah, I'll try to add some colors to the different fruit pieces. Yeah. something not too crazy, but enough to make the different fruits and vegetables more appealing, let's say. Maybe I could try with yeah, let me do just that. Oop. How corny. Literally. Very, very corny. Lots of greens. I want to still keep the overall brownish look, but a little hint of color just to let the viewer know what kind. Oops. Of vegetables do we have, so they can identify them better. It kinda gives me off the vibes of the type of paintings that I think are called like Dead Nature or something like that. It's basically mostly pictures of withered fruit. Let's try maybe red for the apple, maybe some bright green for this part here. This one should be okay. Let's try one before. Huh. Okay, it started to look pretty nice, although I think we need to be a little bit careful when something has this many colors, because it's easy to get kinda lost. So I like the colors, but it's still a bit too colorful. Now let me simply adjust a little bit so it's not too exaggerated. Yeah, I think this one already looks quite nice. Now I simply think we need to clean up here in a moment. I think something, yeah. Oops. Okay, and then here. There we go. We remove the unnecessary parts. It's still a bit too dark, so I think I will need to brighten it up. I think I will do just that. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. This filter is nice, but it's a bit too aggressive. Let me do a quick comparison with the other masks that I've done. So I could do... Let me do something like this. Okay. This one we place it temporarily over, I don't know, over here. And now we compare, yeah. See how this one is still very, very dark. We need to change that. Yeah. Because there are still some very dark sections over here. I think we need to change that. First I could try and make it a dark area, not as pitch black as it already is. Or maybe like a very small layer like this, and then maybe do something like this. I don't know. I could try to paint over it and see how this one works out. Try to have everything too dark in terms of dark spots. Maybe that will change a little bit. Very cool body, thank you. I'm glad you like it. Kinda trying my best, but I realize it's not the easiest, let's say. Let me try something with an overlay. Very neat design, thank you. It's proving a bit challenging, but I think we can pull this off. I think the main change we need to do is on the face. I hope this works out in the long run despite all the difficulties. Oh yeah, of course. You got this, thank you. Thank you. But yeah, so essentially, since there is no deadline or anything like that, we have all the time in the world to slowly but surely reach the desired level. it's only a matter of time. Now I am going a bit slow because I'm currently sick, so I don't want to rush things and be really careful with the decision as I want to make. Let me see how this one looks over here. I could try to make it okay, and then yeah, because the main issue is that the mask over here, we are changing it so the mask is made of wood like here instead of made of metal. So of course the type of lighting is different. And also we need to kind of work on the fruit over here so it's not too blatantly it's not too obvious that it's a bunch of images stitched together, because it needs to be visually consistent with the other masks that we've done, like over here, over here, over here. And this one, since it has the most elements, the most variety in terms of elements, we need to be extra careful when doing all of the different changes. Although I think that a big change that could really bring this piece to life is the mushrooms, because I was thinking of making the mushrooms glow below, so it maybe can affect some interesting lighting down here as well. So let me just do something a bit cheeky. Oh yeah, that make the mushrooms look really nice. Exactly. I think it can be a nice little addition. Something like this, then maybe make it smaller, maybe make it more goofy like that. This one, I think it can be pretty slim. Now let me make this one a bit darker and then change this one, so something like this. Okay. I'm being a bit cheeky about it. It's a method that can really make things much simpler and faster. Course. Can be something like okay. It's usually a good idea to recycle some layers if it cuts down on time, especially when doing some repetitive things like these mushrooms over here. As long as you make them different enough, it's okay. And we can always draw over them in order to change them. Oh yeah, something like that. Then we can always make these ones and make the tiny ones here. Change some things. Yeah, it's already starting to come together. We of course need to get rid of this sketch over here because it's getting kinda in the way. And for these mushrooms in particular, we need to add a mask so that they are covered behind. There we go. The mouth over here doesn't convince me as much. Let me try to change it. Okay. Okay. Now, for these mushrooms, if okay, let me merge some mushroom levels, so the ones behind are together with the other ones. We check the... Okay. So let's take this one, for example. Let's say that I duplicate it and then add a green below it. Let's try blue. It gives a yellow kind of thing. What if instead I apply this to all of them? Okay. It's not really convincing. Let me then first add some shadows, so we have some depth between one mushroom and another, so that some mushrooms are, since they are behind, they will be less visible than others, so they will be in a darker area. Okay. And then I'll just do... Let me just do something really... I wouldn't say dumb, but let's say I'm going with my gut. Oops. Okay, let me briefly apply it to the entire layer over here. Be like a... It looks a bit stupid. Ooh, sorry. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's keep the mushrooms on hold for now. let's see if I can do something about the mask itself, since I think it's the most important bit. So I want to try something like this. The only problem I have is the way I handle the highlights. So, okay. So let's try with some pretty simple wrinkles. And maybe add something. I think I should do this on a different layer. Hold on. So we keep this one for the general shading, and then on top of it we'll add all of these different wrinkles and things like that. We'll try to be a bit casual about it. Then I will also have to change the silhouette of the head and not make it this smooth on the top, but instead make it similar to something made of wood. And then maybe okay, we are slowly getting there. I may still use some photo bashing, but only for the very smaller details. Let's see if I have maybe one brush that has a better texture to it. Oh yeah, maybe I got it. Let's try this one. This one has a very unique texture that may help. Mm, okay, it's kinda there, but I need to dedicate more time. Maybe something like this. Hmm. Kinda. Okay. Eh, it's not convincing me that much. Let me try to instead attempt to use this image and photo bash on top of it. I'll try to be very approximate. Okay, moment. I'll cover these holes over here. Let me try and do it real quick. Okay. I like this. I like it. Now, you just flip it, more or less. Put it over here and then something like this maybe. Although it is a bit of a Yeah, maybe let's try with some soft light. And then we'll warp the image. And then I'll try to clean this area up a little bit, since I think it's a bit too messy. Actually, let me just simply switch back to this original one. Then do something like this. Maybe I'm just throwing things at the wall at the moment. Maybe soft light can be the answer. No. Okay, let me find some more references. Let me see what I can. Need to find something that emulates the way the lighting reflects off of wood. Yeah, maybe something like this. Like a mask like this, which has this kind of reflection. Let me see if I can try to replicate over here. This one is sort of a very pale lighting over here, and then there is a very colorful area. Need to keep the area behind here a bit darker, because that's the same thing that happens over here. Then on top of it, I simply add all of the different we make it on multiply. I think I'll just draw them manually. And we can always change the opacity of this one and adjust the areas that we need to make more relevant than others. Because right now I can see how it's a bit too cluttered. So what I think I'll do is this thing over here. Keep these areas visible and then we'll change what's underneath. If I manage to make it look good. Maybe I can try to slowly get rid of this sketch and try to shade it directly over here. So something maybe like okay, yes, but also no. Let me let me flip it again. Okay. I don't really like it. It's not convincing me enough. Let me see if I can make some other changes. But so far, it's not really convincing me. Yeah, it's way too messy. I do not like it one bit. Let me see if I can salvage this. Maybe lower over here, or maybe something like this. Let me delete this part of the sketch. Yep, way too unbalanced in terms of values. So let me see if I can fix that. Okay. Then maybe here. I don't know, I think I need to work on this area a bit more. Yeah, because it's still too... Like, there is a lot of stuff, but it's not the same as over here. Here it was more... I don't know how to say... more orderly, maybe? Maybe that's the word? Need to try and find... like, some balance in terms of colors and amount of detail. Right now I think there is too much detail in pretty much everywhere, which kinda makes your eye lose focus. But instead I need to make sure that the most important areas is the face over here. Let me save. I think I should try to make these parts less photo-like, let's say. Maybe. Maybe something like this. Like, clean it up a little. Okay, maybe like this. I like this type of... Okay, maybe... I think we are getting somewhere. So we increase the saturation. And then in the darker areas we remove the saturation. And then on top of it we simply paint. Let's try how this one may look. Still doesn't convince me too much. Let me try to see the other references real quick. Because these ones were much simpler, but effective, I think. They are all more or less consistent. This one is just a mess. Oop. Okay, I'll try to paint on top of it again. Because then we need to not to forget these ones as well, which will be the different straws coming out, which I think we can use them right away. So let me just okay, and then this one. Okay. Let's try and multiply. Then over here. Okay, maybe it's looking a little bit better, maybe? Not too sure. Okay, let me take just a small break, grab a cup of water, and I will be right back. Okay, be right back. Okay, I am back. Okay, so let's try to figure out why. Just woke up. Hello. I am struggling a little bit for different reasons. I can hear you, but I can see the screen. Yeah, for some reason the Twitch one is having troubles. I'm not sure why it's doing that. I recommend switching to YouTube for now. I'm afraid that in order to fix the issue, I would need to turn the live off. Yeah, thank you. I think it's something about the bitrate. For some reason, I noticed that I had to reconnect OBS to YouTube and Twitch, and when I did that, for some reason, I think it ignored some settings for the bitrate for Twitch at least. So I think that's why it's giving the problem. I will fix this right after the stream. But I want to avoid that because it would stop the stream. I will need to stop the stream in order to do that. So I was saying, I'm struggling a little bit. I'm continuing the progress with the Uncle of the Harvest. However, well, first of all, I am a bit sick. I have some fever, so that also may be a factor, but I'm going really slow with it, so it shouldn't be that much of a problem. But one thing that I am noticing now that I'm working with this mask in particular is how it kinda looks off compared to the others in terms of styling. Most likely because there's a lot of elements that are photo bashed, but let's say that I'm struggling a lot with this section over here, and I need to achieve more or less the same effect as over here. I've been trying to more or less paint over it, but I think we need most likely to do something about this high contrast, because if I place it in black and white, you can see that it's still a bit messy in terms of values. With the mushrooms, I'll deal with it later because the plan is to make them kinda glow, so the glow would be able to affect the rest of the body and maybe give it something of a unique light. But yeah, right now my main issue is with the lower area over here, which I'll try to fix right now. So let's say if I try to lower the contrast. I think I made something weird. Let me fix it. There we go. So, let me see what I can do. Because right now this area over here is not really convincing me. I need to find something that's fixable. On YouTube I can post comments, and on Twitch I can see what's going on. You can post comments on the YouTube chat? Jesus, Let me type it myself in the YouTube chat. Okay. If I send a message in the YouTube chat, it should work just fine. Can you try again? What does it say when you try to comment? I'm so sorry, by the way, for all of these technical issues. Let's say that today is quite interesting day, to say the least. Between the fever and the technical issues, I apologize if the quality of this stream in particular is not on par with all the rest. Both on the performance on the drawing and both on my own performance. I apologize in advance. Oh, you see a pop-up. Okay. Is it working now? I see your message, so it should be all okay now. Is everything okay? Okay, nice. Again, I'll fix the issue with the Twitch stream as soon as I conclude this stream. It should be something easily fixable. But as I was saying, I need to find a solution for this lower part over here, and then make sure that the top over here works well, especially now that we've changed the type of mask from metal to wooden. Takes longer for you to see it, but yes, okay. I mean, I get the message as soon as possible. I hope it's not that big of a problem. So yeah, let's say that if I in the last you got sick too? Yeah, I got sick today of all days, and knowing myself, I think I'll probably remain sick for a few days. So the next streams will most likely have me still sick. So for this piece, don't get me wrong, it doesn't look bad, but I think it looks very different from the style of all of the others, which is kind of off-putting if you ask me. Now let me see if I can, for example, adjust over here the lighting. Maybe that's something to do with it. Oops. Because let's say it's it has very dark colors overall, and I think I need to find a way to make it instead something something joyful, something without these strong dark areas. So maybe I can try something along the lines of let me see what I can try. Maybe a soft light. Let me see. Oh, this one. Regarding colors, it's very earthy. I mean, yeah. It is supposed to be earthy, but I think in terms of the lighting itself, it's still very, very dark compared to maybe the Niece of Blooming Fields, which, yes, it has some dark parts, but overall it's not very, very dark like over here. So for example, it looks like something like this. It looks like a painting of I don't know if you've ever seen the Dead Nature paintings. They are like paintings of common items, common fruit and vegetables, but it has a very dark undertone. Something like... oops. Something like this. Disregarding is because it takes about 10 seconds for you to see it. I think it's partially my Wi-Fi speed. Oh, okay, fair enough. I mean, for me, as soon as I receive your message, I get the little ding notification. So, while this one looks really pretty, it's still a bit dark. Well, instead I want to obtain something more similar to this. So, much more colorful without these strong black areas that are kind of oppressive, things like that. So I need to find a way to make it less oppressive. Autumnal colors go hard for this guy. Yeah, that's kind of the point. I just need to make sure it has a good vibes to it, let's say. Darkest paintings I have seen are images of modern evil. Let me see if I can. Because I need to some sort of wash out the darkest areas without necessarily compromise the piece. Because even if we look at the Albert Tucker, because if you look at the Painter of Winds, for example, let me bring up the high resolution version. So yes, it has some dark areas, but they are not pitch black. Like, it's dark, but not too dark. Well, here, this one is basically the maximum amount of black possible. And that's what I'm trying to fix. So because if I try this, it really fucks up the colors. Same if I do something like this. I mean, maybe something like this? I don't know. Let's try it. So I do something like this, and then what if instead let me just try to paint stuff over it. So I don't know, I'll try to grab this one and just paint. The problem is these pitch black areas. Let me see if I can find a blending mode that can fix it. So if I do something like bilinear dodge, but make it no, it still doesn't convince me. Because even here in the sketch, the darkest areas is not completely pitch black. Because I could try this one, but as you can see, the darkest areas remain. Let's try instead. Oops. Something like a color lookup. Nah. Actually, let me change something real quick. Okay. How did those areas end up pitch black? What layers that on? Wait, let me... Okay. See, this is the layer of the fruit, and the way we ended up here is... Let me show you the entire process, since I have everything saved. So we went first with the base vegetable area, then placed the images like this, and then try to make it match the colors of the sketch. So it went something like this, and then we added the light. So let's say that the very dark areas came at this stage, more or less. What? Plus the fact that all of the different fruits are kinda have their different lighting and stuff. I think that also is a big factor. Although I think we can do something like this. Let me try something. So we'll grab this one. We go to the one that we have, which is this one here. And then we simply, let me see if this one can be something worth trying. So maybe something like this, and then here we can darken the area, but maybe something, oops. Maybe something like this. I don't know how much of a difference this one is. Wait, I forgot to add this one over here. Because it's not that different from here, it just has more detail. My main issue is the lighting itself. I think it's a bit better than maybe like this. Is that 100% black again? No, but the impression is as if it was. Maybe because these areas are very bright. So, because a color may not be according to the program in a certain way, but depending on what's next to it, our eyes and brain may perceive it in a specific manner. It's kind of like I don't know if you've ever seen the illusion where there are two squares of a certain gray, and one seems brighter than the other, but in reality they are the same shade of gray. I think this is what is happening over here. Or simply yeah, because the way what I like about the initial sketch is also how painterly this one still looks compared to this one, which is still very obvious that it's a bunch of photos stitched together. I've seen the squares illusion, also the dresses and the faces, yeah. For example, of this entire piece, I really like how the mushrooms turned out, but I made them from scratch essentially. It is trippy when shown to you. I have an idea to fix this one, which is, it may be a bit counterintuitive, but I think it can be a good attempt, which is, I will sketch on top of this one, and just like I did here with this sketch, I will try to shade it from scratch. So now I have all of this, and what I am going to do is essentially do a sketch on top of it, like essentially tracing the stuff that's over here, and then try to do what I did over here. I think I'll do it like this, and then we can see how this one may look like. I'm using white, so it's easier to utilize, to trace. Then I will switch it to black. So then I can do the lighting from scratch, and it won't be as messy, so I don't wrestle with the with how the photos that I've taken are made of. Well, here I can simply start from scratch and see. Oops. And most likely, like in here, maybe some fruits won't be as obvious, but the idea is to give the idea instead of being an exact replica of some fruit. Distribution to you, thank you. Oh, thank you for what? I hope I did something correctly. Okay, so here is the banana. Then I may take the opportunity to make some changes. Okay, something like this. Then here the corn. And then here just random other stuff. Thank you for the work that you're putting in for this. I didn't realize the ankle would be so difficult. Yeah, I mean, eventually you find some parts that are problematic, but as long as you solve the problem and learn something from it, I think that's pretty. I think that's okay. Okay, so we have the sketch. Now let me simply switch it to the... Okay, and now we'll do like we did with all of the other elements. We simply make first the gray version, and then, like with the rest, we work on the lighting. Actually, let me do something like this. Yeah, I was pretty confident that this one was going to be the hardest one yet compared to the others, because of all of the different elements that he has and the complexity. But now that I am working on it, it's essentially going to make it... Ooh, sorry. Because now I can see how it's going to become much easier for me to control the lighting and everything else. I think I'll just skip this one to the side and like over here as a reference for the colors and stuff. And then we can simply do something like this. So the base color is something along these lines, and then we can do something like here. Like, you can already decide which areas are worthy of being illuminated compared to the others, which I think will automatically make it look better with the rest of the body. So let's try now something really simple. Something like this, something like this. Would go very easy about it. So we grab the colors from what we've already made, but then even now that it's like this, I already prefer it compared to here, because this one feels more genuine, I think. And it gives that painterly look that I really like. Okay, so for this one... Okay. Here there should be like leaves and stuff, so I think I will simply do something like here. Maybe do something here as well. Then we can always adjust the different colors later. But at least now we are establishing the base colors for these ones. Okay, so we have something like this. Because now I can control the darker areas without having to go full pitch black mode. Instead, going for something more like this. And I can already decide to shade some important elements. Then some parts will be very close to the black area, but it won't be everywhere, but only in the most important parts. And from here we can already sample the colors that are already present on the on the canvas. Oh, I almost forgot. There are these parts as well. Here, for example, these ones I'll use the photos, but the photo bashing, but that's only a small part. Oh, sorry. So now what we can try to do is try to duplicate already establish maybe a dark gradient, but without, yeah, maybe something like this. Because yeah, another thing that's that was kinda weird for me was that in this version, usually when you paint, the darker areas need to have less detail. In here there was detail pretty much everywhere, even in the darker areas. While if we do it over here, slowly but surely we'll establish which areas are the darker ones and which ones are the lighter ones. But then we can add detail where we need to. And especially only where necessary. It may take a little while more, but I think it will be worth it. And then maybe this one we can add it on top, but only as a minor texture thing. So nothing that's the main focus. And then I can always use the sketch over here as a reference. You see how it already looks way better than this one. It's less detailed, but I think it already looks good. I'm having more my side issue watching the stream. Sorry if I haven't been active, my Wi-Fi is making me watch 45 seconds late or else it hasn't loaded. Oh well, it's okay. I'm so sorry to hear that, but I hope the problem will get solved soon. But it's okay. I've had my fair share of issues in this stream as well, so I think we are both in this together, I'd imagine. But that's okay, as long as you can enjoy the stream and watch the progress, I'm happy, even if it's incomplete or partial. Okay. I think, yeah, this one is the sketch, so technical difficulties comes from us all. Exactly. So no need to worry about that. Happens to all of us. Death, access and technical difficulties. Indeed. Okay, so now I'm trying to use the to color the sketch with the right colors, just in case, just to make things a bit more interesting. But I'm already liking how this one is turning out, even if it's still in the early stages, let's say. It would be kind of more something like this, but with way more detail. Because now that we have more or less established the darker areas, now we can always highlight the brighter areas. So if we do something like maybe not this bright, but yeah, something like this, which also brightens some of the darker areas, giving this sort of glow. Say before and after. Yeah, see how already this one looks way better than before. We can always add some darker areas, of course, and now they will have much more purpose, I think. Because then if something is too dark, we can always paint on top of it and make it less dark. Let me get a bit darker. And let's say that once you mix and match all of the colors that are already in here, kinda like in real paintings, the palette kinda creates itself as you mix and match the different colors that are already present. Okay. And of course for the colors we'll adjust them later. There's always a time for that. Yeah, I think something like this level of detail, not something so messy and weird like here. So if we try to see the before and after, look at this compared to this one. Well, yes, this one may have way more details, but this one is way more readable, I think. Here there are dark streaks all over the place, and here it works way better. So now we can add the darkest areas, like here, but instead adding it down here. So I think we can do just that. Because there will be some pitch black areas. It's a matter of where to put them. So maybe something like this. Yeah, I think this can be let me check. Yeah. I think this can be a good stopping point. I think we'll continue with this in the next stream. Hopefully I will feel a little better. Apologies for today. It's been a particular day. I apologize if my performance wasn't great for different reasons. For both the fever that I have and for the technical difficulties. I'll make sure that the next stream, at least the technical issues will be taken care of. But it really should be something as simple as the bitrate limit, because for some reason my OBS disconnected, and when I reconnected I forgot to set the bitrate for Twitch, which if goes beyond a certain threshold it kinda breaks. So I think that's why people cannot see the Twitch stream at the moment. Hope you feel better. If you need to take a break from the Anchor streaming, feel free to. It's okay. It's mostly a matter of going slow and try not to burn myself out. Despite all of the difficulties today, I think the progress we made was quite nice, and we also learned a valuable lesson. Hopefully my technical difficulties will be fixed too. Yeah, let's hope for the both of us that both problems will be fixed fairly soon. But now I think the next stream will be different in the sense of that I'll have my ideas clearer for the mask. Earlier it was this area in particular that gave me difficulties, but now we are right back on track. That's great, thanks for the work. Oh, thank you. So yeah, I think that even if we have some difficulties, let's say that each obstacle is helpful to reach the final result. If I never reached that obstacle, I wouldn't have come to this result, for example. So every obstacle that we encounter is, even if it seems useless and just an obstacle, instead it's a tool we can use to improve ourselves, let's say. I think that can be a valuable lesson, especially in art. As the legend Bob Ross said, there are no mistakes, there are happy little accidents. In this case it's a bit different, but the concept remains the same. Everything that happens is helpful in some way, even when it doesn't seem so. So, I think we can put this on pause and continue in the next stream, which will be on Friday, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check. Yes, today it's Wednesday. The next stream will be on Friday the 9th. I think that maybe not Friday, but on Saturday we'll be able to finish this mask and then continue with the next. I'm pretty confident that once we finish this one in particular, the rest will be smooth sailing, as the remaining two, they are pretty straightforward. At least it was when we designed them originally. And then once we finish with these two remaining, we'll design the 8th one, the new one that our new friend just joined. Although I need to ask him about the different details about the lore and stuff like that, and then know if it will actually be implemented. Either way, that will be done at the very end, once we finish these 7 first masks. And then we can finally do the final piece, the God Selection screen art, which is drawing closer and closer with each stream. We're going slow but steady. And then we'll do, I think I will do maybe on and off, like I won't dedicate consecutive streams for it. Maybe I'll try to start a new project and alternate between one project and the other. I was thinking after I've done the main art for the god, I'll do the art for each supplicant. But that's a minor thing, so I think I'll do that, like one stream I'll do the supplicant art, and the next stream I will do another project, and then alternate between these two. But yeah, until that, we basically continue with the other mask. And that's pretty much it. This has been the Void Executive, and thank you for coming. We'll see you next time. See you!